Thank you once again for joining us as we celebrate the life of Dr. Abdul Kalam. Thank you for joining us both here and as well as we stream on YouTube for millions to see. Our closing keynote panel is Action-Centered Leadership. Today we'll be hearing from Krishnaswamy Srinivasan, founder of Point Foundation, Madam Saravana Papu, CEO of Royal Affairs for Kalinga Royal House, producer, and Dr. Kalam biopic, Dr. Kamala Madali, author and global VP of Deep Lens, Dr. Jagannath Patnaik, Vice Chancellor of IU Sikkim, ICFAI University Sikkim, Caroline Schwab, founder of B1 World International GmbH, and Dr. Mahendra Dewal, founding member, head of R&D Expansion Technologies Incorporated. Our first speaker today is Krishnaswamy Srinivasan, also known as Point Srinivasan. He is a communication strategist, communication teacher, digital journalist, author, and social worker at Chennai. He is the founder and chairman of Point Foundation, a nonprofit public trust promoting communication awareness. He is also the publisher and managing editor of national e-magazine Presence. After serving 27 years in the banking industry at the Indian Bank and Corporation Bank at different levels, he started his own image management and communication consultancy services in 1998 and also founded Point Foundation to promote communication and public relations awareness. He's a visiting faculty in many of the educational institutions and universities on communication, journalism, PR, and social media related subjects. He's also founded Sansad Ratna Award through Point Foundation. The awards are presented to top performing members of Indian Lok Sabha every year since 2010 during April and May. Please join in welcoming him.
Good morning, America. Good evening, India. Good day to other countries. It is really a great honor for me to join this webinar to speak about Dr. Kalam and to pay him the rich tributes on the occasion of his 90th birthday. I will take just 5 minutes. In fact, I knew Dr. Kalam, from the day of his Anna University days. After demitting the office from the Prime Minister's office as scientific advisor to Indian government, he joined the Anna University at Chennai, Madras, as a professor. At the time, I was the communication advisor to Anna University. I was an advisor to him. So I had the great opportunity of interacting with him before he became the President of India. In fact, I was the PR advisor for the university. So I had the great honor of issuing the press release on behalf of Dr. Abdul Kalam when he accepted to be the presidential candidate on behalf of the then ruling party and the opposition party. That was a great honor for me. And in fact, I had deemed it a great privilege. I had an interaction with him when he was in Anna University as a professor before he began. And after he joined the presidential palace also, he was the same person. Then after leaving the Rashtrapati Bhavan, again, he continued to be the same person. I used to always say that Dr. Abdul Kalam, he never, only his dress got changed when he went to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the costumes only. But as a person, he was always remained the same person, the same love and affection to every one of his friends and contacts. That was one of the wonderful person. In fact, never the power and position never went into his mind or went to his brain. Such a lovely person. In fact, only two things, and while introducing, they have mentioned about Sansad Ratna Awards and my e-magazine Presence. Both are his Dr. Abdul Kalam suggestion. In fact, when I was interacting with him casually, one day he suggested that we are having a dearth of magazines for positive journalism. In March 2006, I started a digital only e-magazine Presence. Till date, it is being circulated on the first day of every month. Last month, we released the 175th edition, and also the digest of all the important articles, select articles in 8 volumes. So that is like all positive journalism, only no negative journalism. We are not bothered about how many people read and other things. We have to give a good quality journalism. Very eminent people are associated with us, and it is a honor, and everybody is doing honorary job, and there is no commercial motive, no advertisements are accepted. Second is Sansad Ratna Awards, he was mentioning. We all talk about the politicians. We always see the negative side of the politicians. And we never talk about the positive side if there are anything on every politician. That's what in 2009, March, after the end of the 14th Lok Sabha, Dr. Kalam and myself, when we were discussing, he was telling, when people are at the end of the 14th Lok Sabha, people were all trying to say, scolding the politicians and parliamentarians. And he suggested there may be good people who might have done a good job in the melee that they have all forgotten. Can you kind of try to identify? We identified in 2009 March and identified, featured them in our e-magazine as a top performing parliamentarians. Again, that got featured in all over India, across the country in mainline newspapers. From 2010, he suggested that why not you organize a physical meeting and get them on the stage and honor them in the presence of a public. That is unique. Nowhere in the world, your good parliamentarians are honored for their, based on their performance. Again, performance parameters. And we had the great privilege of his inaugurating the first award function in 2010, May 2010, over telephone. Now, in March 2021, we had that 11th Sansad Ratna Award. For 11 years, we have so far honored around 75 Indian parliamentarians, and some of them are even ministers. And that we are bringing out the people. These are all the things, that we are very greatly honored that we are trying to take one or two of his dream projects, and we are trying to implement it without any motive, without any commercial approach. And thank you very much for giving us the great opportunity to pay respects to our mentor, guru, and whatnot, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. We remember him on this day. We miss him on this day. Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai, Vande Mataram.